Hey everybody, welcome back to
Milf Talk.
So today we're gonna be talking about these kids today will never know. They will never know the stuff that we did when we were younger. Or when I was younger, like we in two different generations. Y'all a little bit older than me, so y'all kind of did more stuff than we did, but still, like today it's just technology. Like every kid I've come across with today, like to me, they're socially awkward. They never want to go outside. It's literally just technology. They on social media all day, every day. Like that's their life. And I'm just like, yo, like y'all want to go outside? Like we used to die to go outside. I used to cry when mom said I can't go outside. Like every day after school, run outside, playing rope, playing games wasn't supposed to be playing, like catch a girl, freak a girl. Like what did we know about that? Like
Yeah,
like making up games. Like that was like the best when we were younger, and now it's like social media has like freaking taken over. It's crazy. Like it's crazy.
every child that I see now, they just stopping and dancing. I'm not even gonna try to do the moves that they do, but everything is TikTok. They dancing and doing TikTok. Literally, I'm at the mall.
Just imagine if we was in school, we would have been killing TikTok in school just because we was doing stuff like that before TikTok. So it was just natural. It was just fun. So if we was in school and we had TikTok, we would have been killing it.
It would have been toxic.
But I think with them, it's a little different because it's like they do TikTok, but they're by themselves with a phone. Whereas though we would be like, we're doing this to our friends. Like half of them they don't have friends. Like because all they know is their phone. Like it's so weird to me. Like they don't go out. Like I mean, it's COVID now, but even before COVID, like they don't want to go out. They don't go out. Like we used to go to the movies, Sunday night skating, like stuff like that. They don't do none of that.
Oh, so what were some things that y'all enjoyed as a child or as a teenager and would love for it to come back? Because I know, like, I can reflect back on the neighborhood parties that we used to have or the high school parties. They were so lit. Like, it was just too lit. I miss those actually getting together and not worried about somebody's going to shoot him or he might be involved in something. I can't be around them because honestly, me and Courtney, ninth grade, we used to sit with the project boys. We didn't know no better. And we was just cool with them, and we had lunch with them.
It wasn't just that; it was a lot of people.
It was us. It was us, and maybe like two other people that hung with us. So it was us in our group. Excuse me, sitting with the project boys, but we didn't have a thought in our mind like, all right, somebody about to start shooting. They about to start fighting. Even though they did fight, they never disrespected us where they would actually fight while we're there or have an altercation while we were there. Mind you, that only lasted for ninth grade, so it wasn't like we were just hood girls. But I miss those days where it was literally young, carefree. We could go out, stay out for as long as we wanted and don't worry about it. We used to hang out on 3rd Street all night, dancing, listening to music, rapping, just chilling, just really sitting and relaxing. So, I mean, I guess for me, I would say one thing that I would really love to come back was, I don't want to say the unity, but I miss those block parties that my cousin Diddy and Naj would DJ, and we would literally be there all day, all night. Like those were our day parties, the block parties, going to the center parties. So what are some things that y'all would like to come back?
Every summer they would have like the artists that would come at Memorial Park, Chester Park, and it would be banging. So I think that was a great way of us to have like a sense of community. I think it used to be some fights that may have broke out. I think that it was for to bring community, like, and to bring awareness about the violence and stuff. I forgot the exact name of it, but every summer we look forward.
Peace on the streets. Peace on the streets. Yeah.
Hey, so we look forward to having that. And I have yet to see like a artist come to the city or any inner cities and do that. And that was nice that they did that for, several summers.
Yeah.
For me, it probably would be I don't know, a lot. Like, I don't know. I hate just seeing kids in the house. Like, go outside, go have fun, like make up, like literally.
But I don't think they mad about it. They having a good
They not
They don't
mad.
know.
Generation is just the way the wheel turns.
Yeah, it's just different.
And they don't have anything to compare it to. We do.
Yeah.
We had a childhood. We went outside.
Yeah.
When the street lights come on, you either on the porch or you're in a house.
Right.
Our technology was, y'all remember GIMP, the strings that we used to play
Yeah,
with, and
I
the
remember
little
that.
designs. It was that. We used to play.
That stuff used to hurt
hopscotch.
when somebody used to hit you with that GIMP. That
Oh,
stuff
when
hurt.
do that?
People used to do that when
I
you
ain't
was
do
younger. Used to hit you with the GIMP.
But like different things we used to do to pass time and just to have fun with our neighborhood friends. The neighborhoods are changing as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think for us, we're able to compare it to what we were, and then looking at the kids now and seeing that it's totally different.
Right.
But we're the next generation up, and everybody's moving out. Everybody will move to Delaware, Jersey, this place and the third. So, I mean, we're if we are the next generation coming up, we're successful Black people. We should stay in our community and build it back up. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They have so much, I think, bad stuff to say about Chester Upland School District. We've turned out fine. And I think sometimes parents don't want to take responsibility of what you have to do as a parent, because majority of what you learn is at home from your parent, from your mom reading to you, going over your sight words, just asking. My mom asked us so many questions. It wasn't just, give me this. Well, why is that? Well, why? It's like, okay, girl, but you learn the majority of your stuff from home, not from school. They're just giving you, key points to it, but it's what you're doing as a parent.
Yeah. So I think really the main things I really miss as a childhood is like the Sunday night skating, and where everybody comes to CNN every Sunday, skate, go home next day, or like the Sunday and then you off Monday, those type nights. Or what else? I know in high school, like we used to all get together. We used to go bowling, have fun all night, like just chill with each other.
Remember Granny Run when they had the pictures?
The pictures, yes.
That too. I
miss
that too. Everybody like, all right, let's meet at the movies. We get on the bus. Everybody meet out there. Go around, walk around the mall.
I never did that. My mom wasn't letting me get on the bus.
We got picked up and dropped. We got Ubered there by our parents.
Oh no! See, we used to get on the bus. Get on the bus, walk around the mall, go to the movies, maybe go to Friendly's. I think wasn't Red Lobster out there at one point too, like on the side.
Yeah, we always went to Red Lobster. Got a Shirley Temple.
Before it was a big thing to have girls' night. We used to have girls' night in high school.
Yes,
and get dressed up.
Zakia, Shalea, my cousin Brittany. Oh, I miss those days. I really do. It was so genuine, and it was really lit. Like y'all talking about now, it's lit. Those days were lit because we were all broke. I could say that. We ain't had no money, but we made the most fun out of it. Yeah. It was just literally a grand time. I loved it. I missed it. It was.
And I think too, nowadays, I think it's a thing of everybody's more aware of what's going on because of social media. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that it was, I won't say it was no shooting when we were younger, because it was, but I don't think it was as known like we got pedophiles around the corner, or this, like you got pictures of people who are pedophiles and they snatching up kids, or you always hearing about sex trafficking. Like those things have been going on, but today we're just more aware of it because we see it every day. We're on social media just scrolling past it. Back then we didn't have that because those people were still out there, but it just wasn't as known. So now that it's as known, a lot of parents are like, no, my kid's not going because I'm hearing about all this sex trafficking now, like that type of thing. I just feel like now with kids too, that comes into play too with parents. Like you just hear so much more about the violence and the abducting kids, and it just makes you scared to like let your kids just go have fun because you just want to protect them. That's your job as a parent, to protect your kid. How can you do that when sometimes they're not in your sight? Because I know for us, we'll be outside and we like blocks away from home. We up at the top of the hill at the park. My mom don't know what we doing. We at the store, or half the time like my house to the park. I'm somewhere in Chester. She don't even know where I'm at. Like
I'm calling Toya.
I'm at the park whole time. I'm across the whole town. Like so. So yeah, I mean, if she watches, she gonna know now. She ain't know. I ain't never was where I was supposed to be, but yeah, it's just really like a scary time now.
Totally. They should have never split the high school. So that too did it. Because like we had one high school. Everybody, once you had just separate middle schools, but everybody met up in 9th grade.
But even then, with the separate middle schools, it was fun. With Smedley, Chester East against Chester West, that was so much fun. Now was
fun, but now that I look back on it, that we shouldn't have done that because we were all Chester. Like we shouldn't be against each other.
It was never a big issue where it was like, oh, I don't like her because she went to Smedley. It was no
it would be. It was Smedley girl.
It was a petty beef.
It was all that. It was.
Yeah, but I feel like it's petty beef. I wouldn't say, oh, I can't say now as an adult. I'll say, oh no, I don't like her because she's from Chester East. Or for an example, if I was to see somebody from Penwood, of course it's still, oh, you from Penwood? Because Erica has a client who is from Sharon Hill. So she's in that area where it's the Academy, I think she said Academy Park. I would still always tell her, yeah, y'all was corny. Y'all still are corny. So, I mean,
she ain't letting it go.
It's a fun beef. It's a fun beef, but I just had to let her know, like, girl, tonight.
She ain't letting the rival go.
Exactly. But when it comes to Chester East, Chester West, we all are one now because we were under. But
if you
Mr.
Johnson think about it,
I said, what did Mr. Johnson say? 5 floors, 1 love.
Oh yeah.
That's so exactly what it was.
If you sit back and think about it, why were we just beefing so hard with the other Black schools? Why weren't we beefing that hard with Sun Valley or Interboro? Like, and it just goes back to the mentality of what we came here with, how, you know, the slave owners have played the slaves against each other. It's like, we should have really been clapping, commending them. Yes, y'all doing it. Y'all got it. Instead, we like going at each other's heads. But when we see the other teams, like, girl, they doing their little stands or whatever. Y'all did good. Like, it's sad. It's very sad. We just have to stop that. It's sad.
That is
I just
true.
thought about that now.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I never thought about it until you just said it.
I mean,
I still enjoyed it.
I think with the rivalry, like with Penwood and Academy Park, I think that was more of like of a competition thing than more than just like trying to beef. Because it was like, especially with Penwood, because y'all know how bad the animosity was. And for people who don't know what Penwood is, so all of us were cheerleaders for Chester High, and Penwood was our number one rivalry. So like in that, like
for
that
no
animosity,
reason,
for no reason.
They were never on the level that we were on. So that
they
was
weren't.
It was just because they were Black. Period.
Not and even that, but their attitude though, too. I don't know how about when y'all was, but when we would go, when you walk in there, they saying stuff. We walking, they saying stuff. Chester, y'all this, y'all that. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing. And now you like, oh, now I'm about to show you what I'm about to do. Wait till I hit this split. Then what? Because then y'all gonna come out and try to do a Chester train like us. So what? So no.
One time we were there and somebody did a split that was like, your coochie stink.
Oh my God, I don't know. Like, I think like the competition of it just be like such at a high level.
Competition came from the boys because you know it was the AAU team. I don't know if they still do those still, but those type of teams where they all played together because they were technically all from PA, and now they get a chance to play against each other, and they probably were a part of a number 1 team. So I think that's where the competition part came from it. But don't get me wrong, yes, we were beefing, and I say fun beef because it wasn't really nothing serious.
Right.
I never heard of anybody saying, oh, I'm fighting her because she's from Penwood or she went to Penwood. No. I've never heard that. And it might have happened. I don't know. But it was always a fun beef. Like now I say I can joke with the client. We laugh about it. But I don't know if she laughing because I work with 2 other alumni cheerleaders, and she know we will line it all the way up. But it's a fun thing, and I love the fact that I was able to experience that. Like even going to, no, that wasn't fun. Harrisburg. Oh, that was not fun. They ate us alive. I was so mad at Aunt Karen. Why would you bring me here? I'm so embarrassed. Girl, be in there like this. Don't bring me here. Who sent us? Who sent for us? We don't need to come here. Return the sender. That was. Did y'all ever go to Harrisburg, Tara?
Mm-mm.
Girl, thank God. We probably were the first and last. Well, not the first, but the last year to go. Because they had the girl rolling under the girls. They was jumping up. I'm like, what in the circus is going on?
No, I think every school that we went to, like, they were all white. So they never seen like our type of style of cheering. So they always like, oh my, they were all so amazing. Like they were literally like praising us, like, oh my God, that was so awesome. Like that type of thing. So it was like different.
And sometimes I feel like that's kind of like puppyish.
But yeah, I think, and that's one thing I miss too. Out of high school is cheering. I think that's like the number one thing that like I look forward to in high school, like getting out of school. Like I go to cheerleading practice. Like the one thing I did hate about cheerleading is the summertime. Oh my God, I used to be burning up out there. Summer boot camp. Oh my God, I used to be like, can we like take a day off? Like I'm tired. Or running first to the fifth. Oh my gosh, I'm like,
girl, we love that.
Y'all love running first to the fifth.
We laughed at them. Sorry, y'all, but we laughed at the punishment. I mean, it was, I guess, because all of us in 2018, the class of 2008 cheerleaders were goofy. I feel like we just all came together and always had fun. Even walking to Chester High, me and Courtney would walk there, and it was always a laugh. So I don't know. I can say I enjoyed it. There were times when I just didn't feel like it, but I don't know. I enjoyed that. But did y'all ever have pep rallies? T?
They were the best. The best. I think
Courtney,
it was better
remember
than
our 9th grade year? They played different songs for each year, and our song was
Get Loose.
Get Loose. Yo!
It was like a stampede of ants coming down that thing.
Was us, everybody flooded down into the middle of the basketball court. Oh my God. It was so much. I miss high school.
I got tumbled on. I was in the bottom of the pile.
That was so much fun. It was hilarious, man. When I say high school was the ish, high school was really the ish for us.
High school was definitely fun.
And then we had the hair shows, fashion shows, rap battles.
See, we came
every other week. Now remember, and I forgot the other girl name. They were going head to head. Beat your feet and kick rocks because you're not driving. Walking, everybody used to
not walking.
It was this. I wouldn't trade. Even though we had a lot going on, we was in high school. We had the melee and all that stuff. One time we were in high school and they got on the intercom was like, everybody get out the school. We like, where do we go? It was like 11 o'clock. It was so much chaos. I don't think whoever was principal knew what to do. They literally got an intercom and said, everybody just leave. I
was like, all right, I'm out then.
You ain't gotta go.
And the thing about it is, my mom is a cheerleading coach, so everybody always want to call my mom. Call your own mom and say we got out early. Don't keep calling my mom.
Right. What if I wanted to go somewhere? Now you messing up stuff for me.
Always. I hated that. Call your mom and tell your mom that we got out early. Don't call my mom.
Yeah, I miss high school. High school was definitely one for the book. I was always asleep, but high school was definitely one for the book. I used to be tired. It was every English class. Like, don't get me wrong, Mr. Shopping, he was the best teacher hands down, but he
Mr.
I love Mr. Shopping. job used to drive me out, and I used to be like,
so to transition into us being adults, because we just reminisce on how we were high schoolers. I was reading something that the game posted on Twitter, and I can kind of relate to it because now we're adults. I'm gonna just read it so we can talk about it. So he said, why she gotta pay half the rent? She giving you half the vagina or something. Niggas killed me since the beginning of since the beginning of time. Real men have always taken care of shelter, providing, and protecting. And if you ain't got it, go get it. If you're lucky enough to land an independent woman who works her behind off and still comes home to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and go crazy sexually, let her stack what she make in case you'll need it one day and still handle everything as a man. Everybody different, but it ain't in me. I hate reading that part because it sounds illiterate. It ain't in me to let my woman share the worry of paying for anything. I feel good carrying the load and I'm not changing. The term, I got it, baby, don't worry about it, makes most women's souls smile, heart warm, and vaginas get more moist than perfect Toll House cookies. I don't eat cookies though. But what do I know? So
he don't know much because he ain't married.
Oh, he's not? He's single?
Yeah, him and his baby mom broke up a while ago. They was together for a long time, but they been broke up.
See, I don't keep up with the game, so yeah, I don't really know.
For me, Evan pays everything, so I don't. He's kind of like the game. Like whatever I got is just stack it for a rainy day. We don't know what's gonna come up, so we know that whatever if something do come up and we're not prepared for it, we know we got money here. You got it. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean. I think it depends on the situation, honestly. I think that if he's in a tight space, or like maybe his job isn't paying him, like he's working, but maybe something's going on and he gotta wait to get paid or something like that. I don't know. I think it just depends on the circumstance. Like I don't think it's a bad thing paying 50-50. I think if the man can take over the bulk of the bills, fine, that's fantastic. But I don't think it's the end of the world or guys are supposed to. Like, because me and Evan had this conversation before. It was like, okay, everybody say a man is supposed to do this, a woman is supposed to do this. But who said this? Who said that me and you in a relationship has to do this? Like, why can't me and you? But why can't me and you come up with our own agreement in our relationship? Like, why we gotta live by what everybody else living by? Why we gotta live by what everybody's saying that we gotta do? Like, why do we have to do that? Like, if me and you say, okay, splitting 50-50, okay, why he said, oh, you ain't supposed to do that. You less of a man if you do that. But who cares what he said? Like, we good. That's all that matters. Like, who cares what those outside people think? But I don't know. I think it just literally depends on the circumstance. Your man can work in that McDonald's, girl. He ain't paying all the rent. So what you gonna do? At least he got a job.
But would you go ahead, Courtney? I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, but just to play devil's advocate, I just think that what if you bringing home $4,000 every 2 weeks, and he bringing home $3,500, but he can handle all the bills, but it's like, so you're gonna take $4,000 every 2 weeks to yourself? I think that's just a little inconsiderate. Like, pay a bill, maybe, like still allow him the opportunity to save, because then what if something happened, like you said, rainy day, oh, well, you got the money and you stack to the side. What if it's a family member you don't like, or a friend that you've been told him to cut off, but that's something dear in his heart? Or what if this is something, a big thing he wants and that he wants to buy and he really can't because all his money is going to bills? It's like he should be able to also to set himself up financially, because yeah, we want to say we're going to be with these people for the rest of our life. That would be great, but life happens. So you should, everybody should definitely be having their own savings outside of each other, so that you can be prepared that if or somebody might die, somebody might be paralyzed, now this person can't work. Like, you have to be able to have your own type of savings, and not say that just somebody gonna pay all the bills. Like, I don't know. I think that's kind of like, especially if you're bringing home a substantial amount of money. Like, come on now, that's selfish.
I think it's more so of a thing of like, well, like I don't know. I think it's more so like if he has the money to pay all the bills and he has money left over, I think that's kind of what the game is like probably talking about. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. I don't think he mean like literally if his check $3,500 and the bills is $3,400, that mean only got $100 left. He don't, what are you gonna do with $100, $50? I don't really think he's necessarily talking about using his every last penny to pay every bill.
Said, if he does have 35 coming in and the bills are 34 and you have 4,000, why not just give him 2,000 if you know that he's doing everything?
I mean, but like, you have some men who don't want it. They're like, I got it. Like you have men who literally does not want your help. They want to provide for their family. And if they can do that, allow them to do that. I'm pretty sure that when they're in a hard spot, they will come to you. I know for like that's not me, but I know for me, like if I get to the mail before Evan and say I find like the electric bill in there, like I'll pay it. Like why wait for him to pay it? Like if I can pay it, I'll just pay it. And I'll text him like, hey, Eb, I'll pay the electric bill already. You don't gotta worry about it. Like I'll do stuff like that. But again, like I've seen some men who like they're like, no, I got it. Like I don't want you to pay anything. Like I have it. But then the woman, she might be getting like the groceries and like she might be buying their kids clothes so he don't gotta but so it's not just like she's not buying anything because she might be doing something. It just might not be the bills. Like I don't know. I don't know.
With that, with the game said, I wouldn't mind it, honestly. Who wouldn't want all the money that they making and stacking? But to just consider our lifestyles it's totally different from his.
Yeah,
he has a different status than us, so of course he has thousands.
And for his status, it's probably like going to appearances, going to shows. So then, when you telling him, "Babe, like, can we spend more time together, or can we do this?" Well, I gotta make the money to pay the bills, so. I'd rather you be home and be present than running yourself racket at work and it'd be like, well, you have nothing left to give me or the children when you come home because you're at work. You're saying you got to work all this overtime or you got to do all these shows to make up for the life that you think we need to have. But when we all in actuality want you, we want your time, we want you to be present. Like,
yeah. I think some men like, there's just some men who are like accustomed to just giving and making sure that everybody's okay and that everybody's wants and needs are met. That's just them, and you can't take that from them because that's just them. That's just who they are, and they're gonna do whatever they can in their power to make sure all those things, all of those needs and wants are met. But again, that's just them. And
but don't do it like a trade-off too, because when you said like, oh, is she cooking and she cleaning and she giving it up?
Yeah, you definitely
if I'm still working, don't give it like a trade-off, like, oh, well, I gotta make sure I come home every night and slave over the steaks, the stove, and make a 6-course meal, have sexy lingerie on, put all the kids to bed, because I know back in the day,
that's a
men weren't tending to the kids. It was only solely the women. They weren't cooking. They weren't cleaning. Like now, I think more the men share roles in a lot of stuff like that. But back then, that's what they thought. Like, okay, well, I'm working, you doing everything. No, especially if I'm still working, you ain't about to tell me. Yeah. I gotta make sure I'm doing all this extra stuff on top of we both coming home drained. Why you get to be more drained?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said before. Like, who came up with this stuff and why do we have to follow it? Who said that we got to do it this way? Like, I think
it's been like that for years.
And I think a lot of people
just like that for years.
I think they just have to get out that mindset. Like, you're able to set your own rules or your own, whatever you want to call it, in your relationship and go with it. Who cares what other people say? Like, you're still going to have those family members who always going to have something to say, like, oh, why y'all not this yet? Or why y'all doing it this way? Why he not doing this? Why he not doing this? Why is she not doing it? Like, you always going to have those people because you have some older people who are just stuck in their ways and they're used to seeing stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're not living for them. You're living for you and the person you're with. So make sure that whatever you're doing and how you're doing it, you guys are both happy doing it, because in the long run, when you doing stuff that you don't want to do, y'all gonna be miserable like years down. Y'all gonna end up either being divorced or not being together. So it's just like, figure out what works for y'all and not try to follow what everybody on social media is doing or what they say you should be doing. Like, I don't know. Like, I hate those relationship books because who are you? How you want to tell me what to do in my relationship? Go ahead.
I want to flip the script because there was something that came up between me and Terry. A conversation came up. And
I thought you were about to say between me and you. I was like, she never screamed this before we went on.
Between me and Terry, and we were talking about double standards. There was a woman who said that she actually dates down because she makes more money than her boyfriend. I don't even know if she was married, so I'm gonna just say boyfriend. So she makes more money than her boyfriend. I don't know how much money that is, but I feel like men can say the same thing as well.
I mean, yeah and no at the same time. I think that kind of goes back to down in history. Like, the man is supposed to provide. So a woman is going to try to find a man who can provide for her and her family. She's not going to go find somebody who's not going to do nothing for her. And I think, like I said before, that just goes back to history, what we were brought up and what we were taught or what we heard or what we were taught that was right. But me personally, I'm not looking for no man that I'm making more than you, because I want to be a stay-at-home mom. So you got to be making more than me.
So when you
but
are
why
not, mom? Oh, go ahead. Ash.
But why, T? That's a double standard.
It is. I mean, it might be, but that's just me personally. I can't date a man that's making less than me. I mean,
so what if Evan was to say, I can't date a girl?
Right,
what if Evan was to say, I can't date you? And I don't know your finances, but this is just an example. What if he was to say, oh, I can't date you no more because you make less than me? How would you feel, honestly?
I'm like, whatever, I'm mad. Like, it's so many other men in this world. Like,
but what if they all say that to you? What if they all say that to you?
Okay, I'm fine.
So being a stay-at-home mom, or you getting, and I'm not even saying you per se, T, just, I mean, they can comment down below. I don't know. Is it a way of like allowance that you get? Because when you don't work, where are you getting your source of income from? And just the luxury of get my card and swiping it. I mean, hey, I don't care. Whatever it costs, I'm working every day. I can get it. Like, I never want to have to rely on somebody to the point of where I have to wait for you to give me the money. I have to ask you constantly where the money is. I had worked with a girl who she was a nurse and she stopped nursing because she had kids. And she was like, I literally came back per diem because I had hated asking my husband for money for like, for the basic things that like, just going out to dinner, going out to dinner and drink, it'd be easily $150. And he like, that's not in the budget for the month. Cause truthfully, he is budgeting for the family because he's the only income coming in. And she like, I had to go back to work because I can't do that no more. Like, I'm tired. I'm not a child asking my dad for allowance. Like, no.
See, mine would like, it wouldn't be like that. Like, I gotta ask you. And I think that was one of the reasons why I went back to work in the first place when I first had Zori. Because I was always used to working. Like, that's all I ever wanted to do was work and make my own money. So once I had Zori and I was home, I'm like, I don't like this. Like, I'm used to working. I'm just sitting around and I'm calling. And at that time, like, I just wasn't in a good space also, and just being in the house all the time. So just a mixture of all of it, I just didn't like. And that was one of the reasons I went back to work. But I think now, like, for me, if I was to be a stay-at-home mom, I think it would have to be right. The situation would have to be right. Like, Evan would have to be making enough money to where as though it wouldn't have to be it still would be a budget, but it wouldn't be so tight of a budget. Like, if I wanted to go do this, but it wouldn't even be a thing where I would ask him for money, because I think there's so many things you can do at home as a stay-at-home mom and still make money. Like, there's so many jobs that you can do from home.
So you would still have a job. It just wouldn't be a job that require going to an office.
Yeah, or somebody telling me what I can do or when I can take off. Like, it wouldn't be nobody telling me what to do. Like, it'd be solely like on my own time when I want to do it, or like I'm creating stuff. Like, I was doing a doormat. Like, if I was to do little stuff like that and just sell them, like, I mean, it's so many things you can do, especially with the help of social media today, just getting things out there and marketing and branding it and things like that. It's a little bit easier now today to be a stay-at-home mom and make your own money and not really be affected by being stay at home, but you just still got to be able to put the work in and not be lazy and do it.
think we watched the same show. So I think we had mentioned this before, but Mary Huntsville, when the wife went back to work and the husband, he is a very male chauvinist. Like everybody knows, like they had a business opening. He got all daughters. He put none of the daughters on a picture. He put all the sons on there. All his brothers and their sons. Like that's just how he is. But he wanted his wife not to. He was like, I just don't want you to be working. I want you to be at home when I get home. I want the food there. I want the kids taken care of. It was a sense of control, I think.
And that sounds like
just like the
me.
girl who I was talking about from work, she was like, now that I'm back at work, I feel like me being at home was a sense of control for him. Like he really could control what I was doing. Huh?
He knew where she was.
He knew where I was. I'm accounted for. I'm with the kids. And if I want to go out, I'm going to basically have to, and I say ask you, but set it up with your timing, because now, quote unquote, you're working to provide, and it's no outlet for me. But the guy on that show, he really wanted her to be at home to control her.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
And I think that's a lot of men. And not saying they want you to be at home, but they want that sense of control, and that's why they want to date down. Because, and I know a man personally said that he enjoys dating down because he wants the need to feel wanted. And he does, when he knows that a woman has a higher status than him, basically he said he feels like, oh, I'm just an accessory. Like when I date down, I know she needs me. She needs me to maybe do a renovation in the house. She needs me to make sure, oh, I could upgrade my car. Just the little things, like she works, but the extra that I'm giving her, the way she can go on trips, the way she can buy these designer, this, that, and the third, she couldn't do it on her own.
I think men like that are weak. I think men who think like that are honestly weak and
there's
are
a lot
fucking
of men
cowards.
like that, but don't vocalize it. That don't want to be honest,
and they don't know how to.
It's
embarrassing for them to vocalize it, so they show it in their actions.
And like, the man, like I feel like if you know,
you see it.
And I feel like if you know, if you're embarrassed by it, then why do it? If it's embarrassing enough for you to not share, then don't even
know they're doing it. They don't even know they're doing it. They don't even know the trends that they're doing it. It's in the person I'm talking about didn't even say this. This is the outside looking in a history of it. Like,
well, I thought you said he said it. That's how I was like, if you know, if you say it's embarrassing saying it, then
wait. I did say he said it. He did end up admitting it when it was brought to the light. But he didn't. That's what I'm saying. He was doing this subconscious that he didn't even know until it was brought up, and then he had to reflect and be like, oh well, maybe I do, and then started thinking like, well, maybe like, why do I do think like this?
So I have another thing I want to bring to your attention. I saw something on Facebook that I feel like, I mean, I guess it can be labeled a double standard in a way. So it was a post or a video, I think, of a lady saying, mothers should basically teach their sons how to treat a woman and just basically like make sure their son's not out here cheating, blah, 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 because it reflects back on the mother, like it reflects back on you. So, and then she kind of went on to say how mothers are so much harder on the daughter than the male, and they baby the male, and that's why women come out stronger and men come out more like on the needy side of women, and things some of that nature. That might not be right on the point, but it was something of that nature. So my thing was, I was sitting there watching it, and I'm like, you cannot put that on the mother, because a mother can teach her son the right way to treat a woman, not to cheat on a woman, and whatever she wants to do. And later down the line, that man can still go out and cheat, even though his mother taught him that was the wrong thing to do. So how does that reflect the mother? He's going to be his own person regardless. So
first of all, why is a lot of stuff put on the moms? Why do we always have to do stuff? The man should show him how to be a man, how to treat a woman.
Because they're too busy working.
And I can show exactly, but I can show you how I want to be treated. That doesn't mean that the girl that you're about to marry wants to be treated like your mother. It's totally different. So number one, take some things off of our shoulder. We got a lot that comes down on us as mothers. Take it off.
Especially single mothers. Like if you're a single mother raising a man.
Especially single mothers, because we don't want to raise, I'm gonna say we don't want to raise sons who are weak, but we do want them to be emotional, because then you have a child, somebody's daughter is dealing with my son who has mental illness because he doesn't know how to articulate what's going on in his mind and what's on his heart. Then does that fall back on the mom? Like, it's a lose situation. So if he come out and he's needy, oh, you baby them too much. But if he come out and he's crazy, oh, you didn't give him motherly love. So it's what is right? When is it going to be okay? This is some people need to take on responsibility, because I could teach my son one thing, he could go in the street and see another thing. He could watch his uncle do this, he could watch his father say that, he can watch his papa do and say something, he can be with his friends and he's seeing them do stuff, he's seeing their parents do stuff, he's been with this girl who is emotionally damaged and mentally damaged, and now he's damaged. So he's carrying that damage on to the next relationship. And by the time he does get a good girl, he doesn't know how to treat her, because down the line, from mom to this now woman that he's about to marry or could potentially marry, he's just been through a lot. So don't just say that it's coming from the mother's side of it. It's life, period. People change. We talked about that before. You go through changes in your life. I'm not the same as I was yesterday. I learned something that I learned about myself, and I do differently, today. So you can't just put that solely on mom. I just want to say that.
Yeah. That's how I felt. That. I was like, you can't like blame it on the mom. And it kind of took me back to, I don't know if y'all saw my mom page, but I watched this podcast called I Am Athlete. And not LeBron James, Dwayne Wade was on there, and he was talking about his daughter Zaya and how she basically how he dealt with the process of his daughter coming to him and telling him that she was gay. So honestly, it made me look at things a lot differently as a parent. But one thing he said that really stuck to me, he said, what did he say? I don't want to get his words mixed up, but he said something along the lines of, as a parent, I'm not here to tell you who you should be. You already are who you're going to be. I'm here to put you in the best position to be that person that you want to be. And I was like, I never thought of it that way, because I think a lot of times as parents, like in that instance, we're so focused on like, you're going to be this way, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. Sometimes we never really let kids have a say in what they want to do, because we're like, oh, I think this is good for you. Not like saying, oh, do you want to do this? It's like they don't we don't really give kids a choice to express themselves or what they want to do. Like, even for example, like when your kid, like I know for me, I've stopped myself from doing this. Like we'll be at Target and Zori wants some light up stickers. I'm like, Zori, you're not getting those, but she really wants them, and I'm like, you're not getting them. Like they're ugly to me, but she likes them, and I've gotten to the point now. I'm just like, if she wanted, she liked it, she loves it. So why not get it? Like, I'm about to go spend $50, $60 on a pair of sneakers because I think they're cute, and I think she's gonna look cute on them, but she just wants some frozen light up sneakers. That's $24. So why not get them? Like she likes them. That's how she wants to express herself. So why not get them? And I think when I was watching that video of the mom saying that about sons, I just thought of that, and it was just like, again, like we can teach our kids everything, but they are who they're going to be. Like we can't change that. Like we can't.
I'm dealing with that as well with my daughter's her the way that she is. That's just how she is. She's a character. You never know what you're gonna get with Mila. She is 1 minute she goofy, the next minute it's just no, and she means what she says, and I'm not gonna force her to do that, because I was actually talking to my client about it. It's been times when I was younger and my mom or my grandmother would make me speak to somebody I just did not feel like speaking to. Or go give him a hug, go give her a hug. I don't want to hug them. I just don't feel like it today. And of course it was looked at as disrespect. But now I just feel like those are kind of like signs that something may be going wrong.
Right.
And I'm not just going to sweep that under the rug and just ignore it, because I want to be that concerned parent. I do want to I don't want to be that mom who ignores things, and when you finally come and tell me, oh no, that didn't happen, I'm not
Right,
gonna
yeah.
if something is going on, you let me know right then and there, and I'm gonna nip it right in the bud. If I gotta cut somebody off because they're doing something wrong to you or making you feel uncomfortable, I'm gonna either address it or I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna leave them alone. So those things, those signs that used to be considered as disrespect, I'm taking it as what's going on, what happened. I'm concerned. So I'm actually dealing with that, and I'm learning from my own 1-year-old. And when I say she's so expressive, it makes no sense, and I loved it. I really do. So I don't want to take that away from my child. She's not shy. I don't want to take that away from her, because I've been shunned away because of certain things, and it made me become a shy person with certain things. So I don't want to take that from my child. And I think me and Courtney, we talked about it years ago, where I will always say, oh, don't buy my child nothing with characters on it. Don't buy her this, don't buy him that. And now Mila loves to dress up. Mila will ask, she want to put her tutu on, and we out the door. Sis could be looking crazy, but guess what? She wearing her tutu to the market, and I love it. It's just, that's her expressing herself. She wants to be flying. I guess that's flying her world. But she wants to wear her. That's her. She wants to look pretty. That's pretty to her. She'll look in the mirror, nice, cute. You want to look nice and cute? Leave that tutu on. Be out the door. So
that's how I be.
So with the Wayne had experience. I mean, we don't know because we never experienced it. But how would you handle a situation like that?
I honestly can't even tell you.
I don't know, honestly. After, like I said, don't get me wrong, I have thought about it, and I really had, and some of my
and
thoughts,
it's so easy to think about in 2021. Like,
it is just, but like, if you literally, I want y'all to watch it. It's called
I watched that podcast.
You did? But
I didn't watch the episode, but I watched it. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, watch that episode. Like, he literally just gave a total different insight on it, and it made me literally kind of look at things differently, because it was just as a parent, you have a son, and then now you have a daughter. How do you process that? It's not easy, and it's not as easy as people think it is. It's not I birthed you as this one person. But one thing that he also said is that no matter what you are, you can be anything. You can be black, white, orange, purple, whatever you are, you're still my child at the end of the day. So whatever you do, I'm still gonna love you regardless. He didn't say this, but my thing is I may not agree with her, I may disagree with it, but his thing too was educate me on it. It wasn't something that he was educated on it. So he had to educate himself on it. And he had his daughter sit him down and educate him on it, so he could better understand her thoughts on it and understand.
He got a daughter. I forgot. I forgot. Okay.
And understand the world that she now lives in, because it's a world that's totally different from his. So I think sometimes, if I was in that situation, I kind of would try to handle it like him, literally just sit my child down and try to understand the world that she now lives in, or what she now likes, or what she now believes in, and why, and how can I better support her through that.
But some people are dealing with that so young, as of 5, 4.
Mm-hmm. He said he knew at 3. He said he knew at 3.
I gotta watch the interview. Okay.
Yeah, he said him and his wife had a conversation about it at 3, because they had thoughts about it. It's the things he would do. And he said at the age of 8, I think he said 8, I could be wrong. I think he said at the age of 8 is when his daughter came to him and expressed to him that he was gay, which 8 is still young. Some people look at it like you don't even know yourself. I heard that a lot. Kids, they be like, you don't know yourself to do this. But I also hear a lot too, a lot of men say at young age, they know they're gay. They be like, I knew, when I was younger, I was gay. But it's just who are we to sit there and say, you don't even know yourself to know that you're gay? Who are we to say that? We don't know what they're going through. We don't know what's going through.
When we say that, because we were once 8, and we knew that we didn't know whether we like girls or boys.
Yeah,
or we weren't, or we can honestly say
I don't think that was on my radar at 8.
And that's
think
what I was
that's
about to
different.
say. Or we can say that we don't even know that we weren't thinking like that. We were kids. And I think that's another thing that falls back on kids won't understand how to actually be kids. They are taking on a whole lot. I've had clients and family members say that their kids are having nervous breakdowns because of COVID and not seeing their friends every day, not being able to go outside. The world has totally turned around within within minutes, literally, because I can just reflect back on last year when COVID was happening. 1 minute I had a full book, next minute I had to call everybody. We closed down. And we weren't expecting that. And imagine how we were like panicking in the middle of this. So were the kids. So I feel like it's totally different with the world today because we weren't going through anything like that. We were literally just free. And now they are taking on a lot. Even with I don't know if y'all saw the music video Little Nas X. It's out there now. So now he was a fallen angel. You know, that's the devil is a fallen angel. So from him coming from heaven to hell, he's sliding down a stripper pole. He's giving the devil a lap dance and just making out with the devil. Yes, it's crazy. I'm gonna send y'all the link. But
I seen like controversy on it, but I didn't watch the video.
It's crazy, but that's a music video that I could literally go on YouTube, type it in, and watch the whole thing. Imagine what the kids are doing, and we said their technology is taking over. They're seeing this stuff firsthand. It's in the cartoons, it's in the commercials, it's out there. You got kids who come to school and say their two moms, their two dads, and not talking about stepmom or stepdad. They talking about my dad is with my dad. They're together. So they're seeing it firsthand, and it's different. So I think for me, knowing that it's in their face like that, I will just have to educate my kids. And if that's when you get older and you feel like that, you still feel that those feelings in your heart that you want to be with my daughter wants to be with a woman, or my son want to be with a man. I love my child. That's my child. I'm not going to just disown my child, but that'll be a hard pill to swallow for me.
I just think like at a young age, I think I just look at it differently now is because, okay, if my child is 7, 8, 6, whatever the age they are, I don't care how young, if you're telling me that it's not just like what they like, what type of gender they like. It's about things like, I don't know how to say, but like things that they like dressing up in heels, like just doing things that girls
would they identify with more, I guess.
Yeah, I think they just kind of like that. How they express themselves. And my thing is there's so many kids killing themselves today because you have people saying you don't know yourself yet to do this. Like, stop doing it. And it's just like, I wouldn't want my kid to feel like they're not accepted by me because I keep saying you don't know yourself to do this. Like, because like I said before, you see so many cases nowadays where kids are literally killing themselves because they feel like they're not accepted by their parents, their friends, their peers, because they feel like they're gay. Or like, and again, like you said, it could be just a phase. They just could just be feeling this way now. Later down the line, they might change. But I feel like I'm still going to support you in that phase. And later down the line, if you don't feel like that no more, I'm going to support you whatever phase you want now. I think that even when we were younger, I think that people were gay. But again, it wasn't open like today because when we were younger, it was like, I dare you, say I'm gonna punch you in your chest. You not gay. Stop putting heels. I'm gonna punch you in your face. Like that type of thing. Like men weren't able to express themselves. Like the men that were gay because they were scared to death of their parents who said, I'm gonna punch you in your face if you put a pair of heels on. Like me personally, I just don't want that for my kid. My thing is, I don't care how young my kid is. If they come to me and they say that that's how they feel, then I'm gonna support you. We're gonna do what we gotta do through that phase. We're gonna go on to the next one later down the line. I don't know. Especially after watching that interview, I just looked at it differently. And also with Eben having a brother who is gay, and I've had conversations with him personally about how he felt and things like that. And talking to him also gave me a total different insight on it, because as much as we think we know about it, we really don't understand what they're going through. We just see the outside and we try to put we try to interpret on it, but we really do not know what gay people, lesbians, the whole LGBTQT community, we do not know what they go through mentally. And it's like horrible. Like when you actually hear their stories, like it's horrible. And I feel so bad. Like, so I just literally like try to do a whole 360 mentally on myself to try to better understand and support people who do.
But the biggest thing I feel like is your parents, your family, your home is your safe space. So when you feel like that is jeopardized, I definitely could see how that would just like shatter your world. Like I'm supposed to feel safe at home with my mom and dad, and like I feel this way about myself and I can't express that, or I have expressed it and I know you don't like the way I feel because I see your little, roll your eyes or your disposition on how you are. On This Is Us, that they were going through that. And that's what the Tess told her mother, Beth. She's like, you say you're okay and I see you're trying, but I see the way you sigh. I see the way you look sideways. Like I can see your nonverbal communication showing me that you're still not comfortable or that is still an issue. And I think, like she said, we don't know, but I would try my best to do my best because like I want my child to feel safe at home, regardless of whatever the topic is. I'm not even saying this, Lord. Teenage pregnancy, anything like, sexuality, anything. You want your child to feel safe with you and feel like my mother won't judge me. My mother won't shun me. Like, and this, this is somebody that came from me, from my body. Like, I personally could not just be like done. Yeah. With anything that I birthed.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I know Courtney watches it, but I don't know if you watch. It's called Pose. It's a
no, I watched it.
I was about to say
she lying.
Conversation, right? As many conversations.
So whip it on me.
Yes. I was about to say you are not telling the truth.
Yeah, I never watched it.
It's a good binge. It's a good show to binge.
Yeah, you can actually catch up.
What is it called? Pose, like a pole?
Pose.
It's like pose.
Oh, P-O. Like that pose.
And walk me.
Okay. What is it about?
But it's about the LGBT. I don't want to mess it up, but the community, the gay community.
And the underground part of it.
Like, yeah, the underground. It's the the dance hall. So I actually watched a documentary on that whole thing, and I think it's called London's Falling. London is falling, something like that. Please watch it. It's really good, and it does educate you on that. And of course, this was what was going on back in the 80s and 90s. When it was all, when gay people were actually coming out, and they were literally like running away from home. They became homeless because their parents weren't accepting of them and their lifestyle. It was very sad. It's a good documentary to watch, and I'm gonna put it down in the description too, because I think I messed up the title. But it's really good, and I would never want my child to go through that. Like homelessness, you're going around, you're stealing from people, you're catching different diseases because you're not being safe and educated. And I would want to be the first person to let my child know that whatever you choose to do, you can get sexually transmitted diseases from anybody, whoever you're loving. And it's sad. And like T said, we don't understand what they're going through because we're going through our own stuff and we don't live that lifestyle. We never said that, oh, I'm a lesbian. So we don't understand where they're coming from. We are on the outside looking in. So whoever is struggling with that, I pray for you, because that's mental health, and just being a Black man, period, is just dangerous. And then to be a Black gay man, I know it's even more dangerous. So
yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. And I don't like Courtney. Like, I think I said it too, but like Courtney said, I just can never, like, you came from me. I can never disown you. I don't want to see you going through these things where you want to commit suicide. You are homeless because I don't, you're, like Courtney said, you're safe haven. Now that trust is gone and you have no home. I just can't imagine that. I can't imagine that for myself, let alone my child. So yeah, it's sad.
All right, everybody, we have right, so this week it reads, "Hey Milf Talk. Now tell me if it's me. My baby daddy and I have not been together for a minute. I mean, no slip-ups. No, well, I'm not saying this. No effing on drop-offs, no texts or calls outside of the needs for our child. He is a great father, and we have a healthy relationship for our child. He is in his first serious relationship since us, and I find that I find that we now are arguing more. No, I don't want him. But now he has less time for our child. They recently went away. And as I look at the pic, I think you have not seen your child in a week, never took him on a trip, but smiling, big, I can say this one, big as hell. How will y'all feel? And of course, he hits me with, I want her to meet our child because she will be in my life. I just don't know if it's necessary to say this will even last. I don't know if it's necessary. Who is to say this will even last? So for now, it's a no. I need some help on this because I don't want to come off bitter, but you have all the time to date, travel, while I'm stuck being a mom to a child we went half on.
It sounds bitter to me, sis. I mean, a week.
You think so?
A week. If he's going on vacation, a week. Come on, I can see if it was a month. But the man is on vacation. If he's literally always got his kid and now he wants to go on vacation with a new girlfriend, what's wrong with that? I don't think unless he
wait. So wait,
minute.
did she say? So she said she doesn't talk to him at all. Like he doesn't.
She said that they talk, but it's only strictly about the child. Like they have no like inappropriate text messages. You know, like people probably can be saying stuff that don't got nothing to do with the child. Yeah, like why are you texting me? No, right. I guess I'm guessing
sorry
that's what you mean.
I thought she said something else, but go ahead.
No, but because she said that he went on vacation and she saw the pictures and she kind of got mad because she was like she didn't see his kid in a week. It's only been a week. He's on vacation. Like if he always, I can see if he's always missing time, but if he literally always is getting your child, y'all always like doing joint custody, whatever y'all do, and now this week he wants to go on vacation. It's like, come on, like he's on vacation. He's probably gonna come get him next week. And then like when she said, like even in the comments she said, I'm stuck at home with a child that we went half on. So it sounds like you're jealous that he's on vacation and you're not, because you're saying I'm stuck at home. Like you're not stuck at home.
Or she probably just jealous that he can jumpstart and date again with no care in the world. And it's like she has to prioritize and figure out childcare to even attempt to date anybody. But that's kind of when you are, and not even just saying women, because some males are the primary person that the child lives with. So when you are the primary person that the child lives with, it's easy the person that don't live with them to divvy and dabble in and out. Yeah, in and out. But when they're solely with you, you don't have that opportunity to just be like, okay, I'm gonna go on a date. Like,
but we don't know if it's what their custody situation is, if they're split in the week. Because you have some people who split, they got half and half. So if he's able to do half the week and have your kid and date, then I'm pretty sure you can. It sounds like you just don't want to, and be okay with that if you don't want to. But I can get it. I can also understand if it's a thing to where though he's just getting a kid on the weekend and you got the kid during the week, and you, like you said, you're doing everything. You're doing homework, you're getting food and things like that. But in this case, we don't know what their custody situation is, like how they're splitting the time. So it's kind of hard to say, like, she don't.
How early is too early to introduce a child to a person you're dating?
I feel like it needs to be months in, like literally months in. It can't be like 1-2 months. Okay. Yeah, it can't be like 1-2 months like that. I feel like that's still early to me. Like you're
and
still.
Then do you want to meet them first before the child meets them, or you're like?
I think that's kind of like. I mean, me personally, I would just honestly like to know who's going to be who's going to be another primary person in my child's life. Like I said before, like if they are splitting, they are doing joint custody and they're splitting the weeks. Like my child is going to be with her half the week. Like I want to know that type of person she is. I want to know, like, she
But
has
don't
my
you know
child's
the
best
type of
interest.
person you had a baby with? Don't you know the type of person he is? So
But
wouldn't you
that's
think
not the
that?
same.
It's not.
But I'm just saying, I'm gotta take it for granted that I know the type of person you are that I had a baby with. So I don't have to scream because I know how much you care for our child, that you don't want to put our child in harm's way or just wouldn't let anybody influence. And I guess that's just from me looking at it now, like, because we don't play about our child and who has the input in their life. So I can't imagine one day he just gonna wake up and be like, oh, all right, I'm about to let such and such. Like, no, we don't even let, like, certain a lot of our family don't even know our child. Like, we just keep him close because he's our little precious baby.
But I think it's hard to say, like, I know that the child's father wouldn't put my child in harm's way, because of course he wouldn't. But again, he's still getting to know this person. And say they're only a year in, you still don't really know a person within a year. Like, you're still really getting to know that person. So, like, for example, I just literally saw this thing on Facebook to where, though, a stepmom just killed her husband's daughter, and she called the husband and told the husband that she killed them. So it's like, I'm pretty sure he had trust in this woman enough that he felt like she would take care of his daughters just like she was taking care of their daughters that they had together. But she did. Like, she must have had some type of jealousy or something towards his daughter, that she had enough animosity in her to kill a child. So it's just like, you really never know a person. Like, he might just see what she might just be presenting what she want him to see. So it's like, you can't really base it on the dad.
Because your parents aren't married, T. So what was that dynamic for you? Like,
My
did
parents
your
ain't married?
No, I said they're not married. No. So I'm saying, did your dad or vice versa, your mom, did they want to know who or how soon were you introduced to people or whatever that is?
But I was young, so I don't know how that really went about. I was 3 when my stepmom came into my life, so I was young. I don't know how that, like, really played out at that time. I really want to remember, and honestly, I never really asked how they went about that. But I know it had to be some type of conversation or something, because my stepmom would come to my mom's house for, like, if we had birthday, or would come to my birthday parties and things like that. So I'm pretty sure that at some point there had to be a conversation. Now, don't get me wrong, they did have their bumps in the road to where they didn't get along, but I think that for the most part, I think my mom kind of knew that she had my best interest, that she wouldn't really do anything to harm me, because they have talked before. They were on a good page. They would have conversations with each other about me and things like that. So
yeah, my dad and my mom both, because they're not together, but we never met anybody know they were dating. I mean, like, at all, unless when my dad got married, we met his wife. So, and because I was younger, I was 2 when my parents divorced, so I don't know, but I guess that's just how, in a sense, that's how they looked at me and my sisters. Like, we're their precious children, so they're not just letting anybody be in our lives and influence us. So we never met anybody they were dating. Like, no, if they had dates or went on dates or knew people, like, we didn't know. You get married, and that's when we knew. And or when it was that serious enough to be like, oh, I'm going to marry somebody, then that's when we came around. But I guess that's just the way that they looked at it.
Yeah. With me, don't bring my child around somebody you're not sure of. And I would want to meet the woman before my child does. Or
so what you gonna say? What are y'all gonna say to her? Like, are y'all just gonna interview? Are you gonna drill her? Okay,
Hi,
when
my
were
name
you
is
born?
Ashley.
How do you
I am the
chop your
mother
food?
of his child. What are your, like?
She knows you're the mother of the child.
I know, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna make sure she knows that. I know you know it, but do you know who I am from me? No, you don't. So let me reintroduce myself. My name is Hove. Like, but I don't know. I would want to see what she want from him. Like, do you see y'all? I guess
why? Why do you care what she wants from him?
That's not just, you're not just marrying. And if you see proposals now for people who have kids before them, they propose to their kids too, because it's not just him now. It's him and her. And we as parents love our kids. I would never want to put my child in harm's way. And we all also talked about this. You never know what people are doing behind your back. And guess you may love this woman, but the relationship that you built with this woman is not the same motherly relationship that my child would have to build with this woman. So she could be the best girlfriend, the best fiance, the best wife in the whole entire world, but could she be a great mother to your child? There's a lot of people who are great.
But that's for them two to figure out in their relationship. That's not for you to infiltrate yourself in to help them navigate. That's for them to
being
figure
a mom
out.
to the second mother to my child.
That's for him and her in their household to figure out. That's not for you to come in and infiltrate.
No, you all got to be on the same page, because in this house now where we live, we are on the same page, and that is not going to change.
Y'all can be on the same page, but you don't have to know the ins and outs. So what's your intentions with him, or what's your intentions with my child? Like,
why not? If I want to know if you're going to marry him, do you realize that it's not just him now, it's her?
Terry, stay with her. Stay with her, Terry.
He is.
Stay with her.
I wouldn't like, it wouldn't be like an interview thing for me. Like, I wouldn't ask her like what's his intentions with him. Like, I wouldn't the conversation literally would not be anything to do with him at all, because let's take him out of the equation. In this equation, he does not matter. In this equation, my child matter. I don't care what y'all do, where y'all go, what y'all about. I don't care.
Time out. Now, y'all, because y'all not gonna make me seem like I'm crazy.
No,
y'all would not want to know like how far this is going to go. Like, are you just going to be a girlfriend? Are you going to be on and off? Are you going to be his wife? Like, I want to know I don't need to know everything. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to know everything, but I do want to know your intentions in this relationship. Because if I feel as though,
if I was dating somebody with a child and their girlfriend or their ex came to me like, what's your intentions in this relationship? I would be like,
I'd be looking at him like, you better check your baby mom.
That's her. Yeah. If we were ever to get there, that is her choice, whether she want to say it or answer it or not.
But then if she didn't answer it, then you would be mad.
You were snapping.
No, I mean, if she say it, and I'm not going to come up to her like, well, what you want from him? What you want with this? I'm not going to say it.
I want to think it's nice.
No, this is all right. Scene. Hey, girl. So y'all want to get married? Like, what's going on with this?
Yeah, no. I don't like, that's none of your business. Like, no.
No, I'm crazy though. You ain't gonna
I'm not saying
like
you're crazy, but I'm just saying that's not something that I would ask. The conversation would solely be about.
I feel like it's necessary to know how far the relationship is going, because I'm already ex-Terry, so I want to know where you coming from too. Because, like I said, it's not just my man that's not my man, but that it's not just her father that you are bring it into your life. It's my daughter too, and I want to know, like, okay, or you want to be a great mother figure to my mom? I mean, to my child.
Time when I'm not there.
But it's that you will never know anything.
Because sometimes it might be just too late, and I need to know firsthand. I told y'all that she was not the one for him, and that's why I don't bring my child around now, because I know.
No, it would be a no for me. I wouldn't ask that question. I just feel like none of you just
Comment
don't know.
below if you would ask that question.
You just don't know where that relationship was going, and at that time, you don't know like how where their mental state is with each other. Like, she could be thinking about marriage, and he could not be thinking about marriage. So it's just like you don't know, and like they're still learning each other probably at this point, to where they're trying to still figure out if marriage is something that they might want to do. So it's like now she may feel like you're pressuring that on her, like, oh, are y'all gonna get married? Like, sis, what y'all doing next? Like, y'all gonna have kids? Like, I don't know. That's just not me. Like, I would literally just be like, hey, I'm Zori's mom. I just want to introduce myself. Like, I would give her an open hand. Like, hey, because sometimes guys are retarded. Like, listen, I know, if it was Zori, hey, I know Evan is not good with school. Are you good with school? Like, when Zori's over his house, can you help her with her homework? Like, that type of thing. Like, hey,
but depending on who she is as a woman, you would see that need and already put yourself in there. It's just like, it wouldn't even have to be a conversation to me to be like, oh, I see her with her homework, and I wouldn't go over there and be trying to figure out, because if I'm taking on a child that somebody is with, that I'm with, that's my child. I want to be a part of everything that they're doing. So I want to know what you're doing in school. I want to know what you're learning. So I don't know. I just don't think it needs to be.
That's you coming from your standpoint. Everybody doesn't think like that.
I think it's important.
I've seen women only be with the father and don't care none about the child. You got these women who allow these men to not be a part of their child's life because they want him, not the child.
Yeah.
not the package, not the care package that come with them. So that's why I'm saying, what are you like? Okay, so, and like I said, I won't come to them. Well, Terry will already know because Terry know how I am, but I won't come to her disrespectfully. Like I'm just trying to be all in your business. I'm concerned because I don't want it to be like, oh, this is my bonus mom, Keisha. And now bonus mom Keisha go with Gerard down the street because her and the father wasn't together that long. So now,
so what if she ain't saying bonus mom? What if she's saying mom?
She ain't saying mom. She's saying mom.
Mom is a no for me.
She ain't saying mom. She's saying ma.
No for me.
But ma bonus.
That's an insecurity to not let your child call her mom.
You think it's an insecurity?
Yes, it is.
Why do you think it's an insecurity? I don't think it's an insecurity.
I think it's an insecurity because I know who I am in his life. I know nobody can take my place from what I am to my son. I birthed him. I know that. I know that it takes a village to raise a child. And if somebody is in his outside of us in another world on planet somewhere else, and his dad wasn't gonna work out and will be in his dad's life, I want them to be smart. I want them to be kind, compassionate, loving. I want him to.
Her mom.
I want him to think because he's gonna be with her because he's gonna be with his father. So if he naturally started calling your dad. He ain't tell you call me dad. You naturally call him dad because if he feels that in his heart, yeah.
But that's a different situation.
But I don't care. If he feels it in his heart that he wants to call her mom,
I care.
I'm just saying for me, I wouldn't mind. If you want to call her mom, call her mom. Like, and I'm happy that you love somebody is that loving to you that you would feel that way. Like, it's not taking nothing from me. I'm still your mother.
You're not mom. Know your place. You stepmom. I don't call my stepmom mom. I call her kid. Like that's not my mom.
But that's inappropriate. You shouldn't be calling her by her
name. That's what she want me to call. She told me to call her kid. Like since the beginning, she told me to call her kids. Ever since I was
Miss Kia.
No, it was kid. She's like, you can call me kid.
I don't play that with Bud. You putting a handle on it. It's either Mr. Aunt or Uncle or Mr. We ain't doing first names on nobody.
I mean, if y'all want to call that insecurity, it's an insecurity, but I'm not allowing me.
I don't think it's an insecurity. I honestly don't. I like every old person said you only get one mom, and the one mom is me. You get two, you get one.
They're going to know that you're the one mom. It's just a title. It's not. They're not taking nothing from you.
It's not just a title.
It's me pushing you out my coach labor for all these years. No,
so they go to school. Buddy go to school and they say, okay, where's your mom? And Tasha come walking up.
That's my mom.
Okay, that's fine. That's his stepmom. But if he says that's mom, that's his mom. Like he knows that I am his mother that birthed him, that is his primary mother. It's not a difference.
Well, get back to us when Buddy doing. Let's revisit
well, he ain't doing it because we ain't breaking up. But I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't mind. I personally love that when people feel like that close to their stepmom because that's what a stepmom is supposed to be. I'm not saying that they have to call each other mom, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but I just love when people have step parents and they identify that as like a second parent that they can confide in and they love. Huh?
What's wrong with saying ma?
If he want to say mom, he can say mom. But I'm saying if he wanted to say mom, I wouldn't be offended.
That's what I'm saying. So what's wrong with saying ma? That's kind of the same thing. It's just not.
It's whatever that is. If he wanted to say mom, mommy, mother, whatever he wanted to affectionately call her, that would be his choice. If he felt that way.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Tia's saying that, but I'm not allowing her to say mom, M-O-M, to anybody else. You say M-A.
Your dad better introduce
or don't say nothing at all.
Look,
I don't know if it's considered an insecurity. I'll own up to it. I'm insecure when it comes to that, but I feel like
comment below if you feel like you would be like, is it an insecurity or would you be okay with your child calling somebody else mother, and definitely somebody that's has experience with this.
Yeah.
We're looking to hear from you. But wait, y'all, we're getting away from. We got to get this girl some advice. So, what should she do about this situation? Should she let him introduce the baby? Should he introduce the child?
Reintroduce her, because I forgot all about her.
So should she let him introduce the child? And is she being too much by saying, like, comparing and contrast is like, what is he doing for her versus what is he doing for our child? Like, is she doing too much, or is she getting in her head too much?
I think she's jealous because she can't get up and go. Yeah. And that's understandable because we've been through it as well. That's what mothers do. Like I said, everything falls on the mother's shoulders. So maybe she just need to either find daycare, find childcare, find somebody,
or pack that bag and take the baby with you. Shit, I know that's what I do now. Pack the bag, Zori, come with me. Look.
Yeah, and but I feel that her concern with what he's doing outside of them, she's jealous. It all fall under jealousy. If he's going away and he's smiling big, let that man smile. Ain't nothing but a smile. Because like I said, you don't know how long that's going to last with her. But I feel from listening, I think she's still in love with him. I think she
says she ain't. Or maybe she's starting to fall in love with him now, seeing him how he is in a relationship again.
Yeah, and that can be, and it all falls under jealousy. That could be the case as well. You see him happier than he was when he was with you. With that, it all comes to the child. If the child is being taken care of, if you can call him and let him know that something is going on with the child and he's there, that's all that matters. When it comes to you and what you want to do, you want to be happy, you want to be out sailing on somebody's yacht, smiling as big as him or bigger than him. That's something you got to do for yourself, not him. He can't do that. So it all comes down to what you want.
But I think she just has to accept that, he may not spend as much time, because look at it, we're all in relationships. We got to put time out and take time out to date our spouses. We have to take time out to be there, like do stuff together. So he may not be there as much time, but the time that he's there with him, if it's meaningful, if they're really interacting and enjoying each other, then be okay with it. And maybe have a conversation with him. Maybe y'all need to readjust your agreement on when each other can have somebody, so you can have some free time to yourself to do whatever you want or date again. Like, maybe that's something, we don't know what your agreement is, but maybe y'all need to revisit that, because if you're thinking like, oh, well, he got all the time in the world and I don't, so maybe y'all need to just touch bases with it. And when it comes to him introducing a child, I think that in time, just baby steps, don't over. I feel like you're getting really stressed out about this, and maybe this is just a lot for you. So maybe just give it some time, like T said, a couple of months, and see, if it's still there. Because at least he's asking you, because it'll be a different story if your child just come home and it's like, daddy date Miss such and such, or Miss such and such is at the house. You like, so that's my advice.
And also, oh, Dick, I forgot what I was about to say.
I definitely feel like it's jealousy. I feel like for all mothers, for all single mothers, I feel like when you are having those conversations with your child's father, make sure when you guys are sorting out those agreements, that it's agreements to where though you can take time out for yourself and enjoy yourself when they're with their father. Like, don't just do it because it's convenient for him. No, this got to be convenient for me too, not just you. So it's like, it was working for you at the time because y'all both were miserable. Y'all both were single, but now that he's dating, now it's the issue. Like the plan, now I got to resort everything out because he's dating now, when you should have did that from the beginning. But I don't know. Like you said, like Courtney said, in time, baby steps. Maybe if they still together, he asks you again. Maybe let her meet him. If you're still not comfortable, just tell him that, hey, I'm not comfortable right now, blah, 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 blah. And just do you, sis.
We're just happy the fact that he's asking me. He don't have to ask me anything. So just respect the fact that he's thinking about your feelings as well when it comes to that.
Yeah,
but
definitely, sis. You'll figure it out.
And just to let y'all know, I'm not crazy or insecure.
I'm not insecure either. I'm sorry. Glory, but not gonna nobody from mom.
Well, guys, thank you for tuning into this week of Milf Talk. We hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below. Let's keep the dialogue going about double standards, boundaries, insecurities with being called the word mom. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, put it in your text messages. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, 100 views, guys. Come on. We're 4 Black, beautiful young women trying to do something positive, trying to start a conversation. So please just support us, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button. And on Mondays, tune into your girls.